In this podcast episode, sleep expert Russell Foster discusses the importance of sleep and the impact of partners sleeping in the same bed. He emphasizes that if one finds it difficult to sleep with their partner, it is perfectly acceptable to find an alternative sleeping space. Foster dispels the myth that sleeping in separate beds signifies the end of a relationship, stating that it can actually lead to a new phase of improved sleep and relationship dynamics. Foster acknowledges that in some cultures, there may be a pushback against the idea of partners sleeping in separate beds, but he highlights the importance of prioritizing quality sleep for overall health and well-being. He also warns about the potential risks of obstructive sleep apnea and recommends seeking medical advice if snoring is a concern. Regarding sleep trackers, Foster cautions against relying too heavily on them as they may not be accurate or endorsed by sleep federations. He mentions the possibility of more advanced AI-driven devices in the future that could provide more accurate sleep data. Foster delves into the concept of morning light and its significance in regulating the body's internal clock. He explains how light exposure impacts the sleep-wake cycle and emphasizes the importance of getting morning light exposure as close to wake-up time as possible. The discussion then shifts to the topic of partners with different temperature preferences and sleeping habits. Foster suggests options such as separate duvets, adjusting clothing layers, and using temperature-regulating mattresses to accommodate individual preferences. Foster discusses the importance of bedroom temperature and light exposure for optimal sleep. While personal preferences vary, studies have shown that elderly individuals may benefit from a slightly cooler bedroom temperature of around 22 degrees for better sleep. Lux, a unit of light, is crucial for regulating the circadian rhythm, with outdoor light exposure during the day and minimal light exposure in the evening being beneficial for sleep. A study published in Nature highlighted the association between greater nighttime light exposure and an increased risk of various psychiatric disorders, including major depressive disorder, anxiety disorders, PTSD, psychosis, bipolar disorder, and self-harm behavior. Conversely, greater daytime light exposure was linked to a reduced risk of these disorders. This underscores the importance of avoiding nighttime light exposure and seeking light during the day as a non-pharmacological means of improving mental health. Foster expresses concern about the impact of excessive screen time and homework on children's sleep and overall well-being. He emphasizes the need for schools to prioritize sleep and outdoor light exposure for students, especially considering the rising rates of mental health issues in adolescence. Encouraging children to get outside during breaks and lunchtime, as well as implementing a cutoff for screen time in the evenings, could help mitigate the negative effects of excessive light exposure. Foster discusses the use of sleep aids such as benzodiazepines and Z-drugs, which target the GABA system to promote relaxation and sleep. While these medications can be effective for short-term use, long-term use is associated with cognitive deficits and an increased risk of dementia. Magnesium is also mentioned as a natural sleep aid that may help improve sleep quality, although further research is needed to confirm its efficacy. Foster suggests that clinicians should aim to use sleep aids as a short-term solution and encourage patients to explore non-pharmacological approaches for long-term sleep improvement. Cognitive behavioral therapy for sleep, light exposure management, and relaxation techniques can be effective alternatives to medication. Patients should be educated about the potential risks of long-term sleep aid use and encouraged to adopt healthy sleep habits. The conversation then shifts to melatonin, often referred to as the sleep hormone, which is produced by the pineal gland and plays a role in regulating the sleep-wake cycle. Foster clarifies that melatonin is not a sleep hormone, but rather a modulator of sleep, helping individuals fall asleep faster. He discusses the circadian rhythm of melatonin production and its impact on sleep quality. He also addresses concerns about long-term melatonin use and its potential effects on the body's natural production of the hormone. Foster explains how light exposure influences the circadian system and the production of melatonin. He discusses the importance of natural light exposure during the day and its role in regulating the sleep-wake cycle. He also mentions the detrimental effects of artificial light at night, which can disrupt melatonin production and lead to sleep disturbances. Foster emphasizes the importance of relaxation before bedtime in promoting better sleep. He discusses the benefits of winding down and engaging in calming activities to prepare the body for sleep. Foster mentions that relaxation techniques such as mindfulness can help individuals de-stress and improve their sleep quality. He also touches on the significance of creating a restful environment conducive to sleep. While the awareness of the importance of sleep has increased in recent years, Foster acknowledges the challenges of raising awareness without providing adequate education. He mentions the prevalence of sleep anxiety and conflicting advice on sleep practices, which can lead to confusion and stress. He suggests embedding knowledge about sleep and circadian biology in educational curricula to promote a better understanding of sleep health. Foster discusses the variability in individual responses to sleep interventions, such as weighted blankets. He highlights the importance of considering individual experiences and outcomes rather than relying solely on average results from studies. Foster emphasizes the value of personalized approaches to sleep management and the potential benefits of exploring different strategies based on individual needs. In conclusion, Foster encourages individuals to take control of their sleep and prioritize their sleep health. He emphasizes the flexibility and dynamic nature of sleep behavior, suggesting that simple modifications in behavior can lead to improved sleep quality. Foster advises individuals to find what works best for them and embrace practices that promote better sleep.